Good morning. Today we are going to talk about lyric poem. You must have heard this word. What is a lyric? So according to Greek philosopher Aristotle, there are three types of poetry. One is the lyrical, which means poetry which is meant to be sung. Then is the dramatic poetry, that is the play written in verse form, poetic form. And the third type is the narrative. Narrative means to tell a story, a poetry which tells you story. Now, a lyric poem is short, it is highly musical verse, means it is a musical poem in which the poet expresses his feelings and emotions. And unlike narrative poetry, a lyric doesn't have to tell a story. It is totally a private expression of emotion by a single speaker. Now, a lyric provides the poet with space to express his personal feelings, which he cannot show in prose or any other form of writing. He writes it in a way that it could be sung. So, earlier this lyric was a song to be sung in the accompaniment of a musical instrument named a lyre. That's why it is called lyric. Thus, lyric poetry is highly musical and it can feature devices like rhyme and meter. And in ancient Greek, I told you, lyrical poetry was combined with music played on a lyre. A lyre was a U-shaped musical instrument. Through words and music, great lyric poets like Sappho, it was in 610 to 570 BC, he poured out feelings of love and yearning. The rise of lyric poetry in the Western world represented a shift from epic poems about heroes and gods to musical and emotional one. In the 16th century, William Shakespeare popularized lyrical poetry in England. But it remained dominant in the 17th century and later in the 19th century through the works of other poets like P.B. Shelley, John Keats, and later Lord Alfred Tennyson. So nearly any experience or phenomenon can be explored in the emotional, personal lyric mode, right from war and patriotism to love and art. Means there is a wide scale which lyric poetry can cover. Lyric poetry doesn't have any prescribed form. Sonnet, elegies, odes are all considered lyric poems. When composed in free verse, lyric poetry achieves musicality through literary devices such as alliteration. I told you yesterday, alliteration is the repetition of sounds and the use of rhyme, meter, etc. to create a song-like quality. For example, in William Wordsworth's "The world is too much with us," he condemns materialism and alienation from nature. And look at these lines: "The world is too much with us, late and soon, getting and spending, we lay waste our powers. Little we see in nature that is ours, we have given our hearts away, a sordid boon." You can feel the music of these lines. And yesterday we read 2 sonnets written by William Shakespeare, "Like as the Waves" and "Went to the Sessions." So both had that lyrical quality. The inbuilt music was very much clear. Now a Petrarchan sonnet, the complete poem, it has 14 lines with a prescribed rhyme scheme, metrical pattern and arrangement of ideas. So like Shakespeare, here Wordsworth also presents personal outrage over the effects of Industrial Revolution. And as we have seen, almost all sonnets by William Shakespeare are the best examples of lyric poetry. And even Emily Dickinson's very famous poem, "Because I Could Not Stop for Death," is another beautiful example of lyrical poem. So English literature is full of many beautiful lyrical poems written by various poets.